What's going on, racers? And thank you for tuning in to another episode of JB Trickle RC. It's been a while. Had to take a break from the channel for about a week. My 9-to-5 job has been extremely overwhelmingly busy lately, but we're back. A new tutorial, a subscriber requested tutorial, as well as some race footage coming your way very soon. What we're actually going to be doing in this particular video is I'm going to be showing you how to do some RC body repairs. This is for like the polycarbonate Lexan style bodies. I'm going to share my methods with you, a few different methods. One of them being like the vinyl style rock shield. These are things that are like made that you put on your fenders and stuff, your trucks and cars, protect from rocks. You'll see what I mean by that here shortly. The method of just Shoe Goo only, spare Lexan, and Shoe Goo compared with like the drywall repair tape. So I'm going to go over several different methods and I'm going to show you how I do that on this body. But before we get started, I'm finally able to make the exciting announcement that we now have merch, okay? We're going to be opening up the merch store. I'm going to have the description here in the video, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that right now. I'm going to give you a little quick tour of the website. I want you guys to know this is not a cash grab for me. Any of this apparel and merchandise and stickers and backpacks or whatever it is that you may order, I want you guys to know that that is going to help me promote the hobby and sport further with your help. What I mean by that is, again, it's not a cash grab for me myself. The profit that I'm going to make on these items, and it's only like a couple to $3 an item, those are going to be put back, and I will use those funds to help sponsor race events, sponsor races, door prizes, giveaways, raffles, so on and so forth at various race events at various locations whenever I'm able to travel again. That's what you guys are doing, so it helps promote the channel, but it helps me promote and give back to the RC community as well with all of your guys' help. In fact, this particular shirt here that you're going to see on the website, this is a official race and event sponsor edition shirt. This one's going to cost just a few dollars more than the standard shirts, because that way it can make a few extra dollars, and again, that will go to helping sponsor events and races. But again, guys, I've been asked for apparel for a while. We got it up and running. It's through Teespring. It is print on demand, so I'm letting you guys know now, if you make an order, it's probably going to take 2 weeks or so. But everything is done through them. If there's a quality issue, the print don't come out clean and clear, you can contact them and they can print you another one or whatever they got to do to take care of it. They can handle the customer service. I've spent many months experimenting and trying these shirts. I bought one for my son and one for myself, washed them, dried them, put them through the ringer, and the quality seems to be really good so far. So I want to make sure I can get you guys some merchandise, some quality merchandise, help share the brand, help get the name out there more, and you help me again in the process by promoting and sponsoring races, race events, and so on and so forth. But guys, with all that said, let's jump right into the video, and I'm going to show you how to do some body repairs. All right, everyone, so let's jump right into it. Just like I said in the intro, I'm going to show you a few of my different methods, the ways I like to do these repairs. And any one of these repairs realistically could work on just about anything. But every now and then you'll have certain areas that one method may work a little bit better than others. So I've got an old race body from my dirt oval here, and I'm going to explain to you my process. I did a quick clean on this body. Let me first and foremost say this up front. For any of these repair methods, it works best for the body to be clean. So if you're at the track and need to make a repair quick, at least wash the area that you're going to be repairing, because that's going to help some of the stuff that uses the adhesive and so on and so forth, even the Shoe Goo for that matter, to hold it better. So the body is a little bit dirty in this video, but make sure you clean the areas that you're working on. So one of the first methods that I'm going to show you is just straight up Shoe Goo. And one of those methods that I may use it in is if I've got a tear or a crack right in the edge of here. This is going to be kind of hard to spread because it's in a tough area. So a lot of times with this, I'll just throw Shoe Goo on the inside of that area. And that Shoe Goo will generally hold that. And what I normally do is just take a Q-tip applicator, get my Shoe Goo on there. It's about due to get some new Shoe Goo. This stuff's starting to get a little too thick. Let's see here. Then I'll normally just spread it in here like that. just like that. And I keep it kind of thick in the area that is damaged. And then once that dries on the inside, that's going to pretty much keep it from spreading, and that little area is not going to be much to worry about anymore. Okay. Now, one of the next methods is probably one of the more popular methods, and you're going to see I got a couple areas on the nose here that we're going to work on. But this next method is going to be the rock shield that I was telling you guys about. And this is actually one of my favorite methods. And what I mean by rock shield, you can go to O'Reilly's, AutoZone, order it online, whatever. And what this material is, it's clear. And 3M's got some. There's other brands out there. But what this stuff is generally you put them like on the outer side of your truck fenders or car fenders, and it's supposed to protect it from rock chips and so on and so forth. They do sell them in different thicknesses, and I do recommend getting one of the thicker thicknesses. It seems to hold up better. Some of the thinner material, it may take 2 applications to help hold it. But I really like this method, and I'm going to show you now why. And it's super easy to use. And we're going to repair this section right here. You see how that nose is cracked all the way up to the grill? Well, we're going to repair that right now, and we're going to wrap it on the underside all the way from the top side. So what I'll typically do here is I want to make sure my piece is going to be long enough to kind of fold over on both sides. So I'm going to cut like a kind of a long rectangle here. That way I can go from one side and fold it to the other. It'll be like this and then wrap around. But here's what I like about this stuff. Whenever you first peel the peel back off, like I said, it is sticky on one side and it's perfectly clear. It's hard to see. This is the thicker material I was telling you about. We needed to get it to kind of soften so it will adhere to the curves of the body easier. You can do that with a heat gun, or in my application, a hair dryer. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and get it started on the top side here. And I'm just going to kind of place it like so. And then I'm going to put some heat on it. Oops. Put some high heat. You're going to start seeing that thing kind of... And that heat really softens the material. So now I can go in and kind of get it to conform to the body better. I'm just going to keep rubbing that in. And I'm going to flip the body over. I'm going to roll it over and run it in with my fingertip there to get in on that little body roll, that little ridge in the body. And I'm just going to keep working it. Just going to work it in here like that. Like I said, this is probably one of my more favorite methods now. And one reason is whenever it's said and done, you know, it's kind of hidden, you know, because it's clear, it's hard to see. And once this hardens again, once it cools back down, it's going to harden. And it's almost like you welded the Lexan. It's thicker that way. That's the reason I like using the thicker material of the rock shield. The thinner stuff, like I said, it may take 2 plies to get it to be, you know, about the stiffness you're looking for. But here we go. This, you know, it's starting to cool up now and harden up. And you can see I can grab this thing and flex that nose all the way around. It stays on there real good. So that's another, you know, real popular method. That's my preferred method. And another one I'm going to go ahead and show you is we're going to do this method here, right here on the front panel. You can see that we got another tear, and I did put some of these tears in purposefully. It's an older body just to kind of show you my method. But what I like to do with this is we're going to take some Shoe Goo. Get my Q-tip again, get some of this stuff out. I'm going to spread just a little bit up in these areas where it's at. And now I'm getting it kind of thin right now. because I just want to give something. You'll see where I'm going with this. This is the drywall tape method, okay? You can get this stuff online. You can get this stuff at Home Depot, wherever. It's just drywall repair mesh. And then I'm going to cut about a length of the tear. So we have this. And then I'm going to stick this right here. And you're probably going to have to go in and trim it. We've already got some Shoe Goo down, and that's just to help make this adhere a little bit more. And it'll kind of help hold it in place. Because once we get that process done, the next thing to do is you want to get more Shoe Goo on top of that to help hold that netting down. And that netting is actually going to be what kind of holds the body together, and the Shoe Goo's holding it in place. So now you got a mixture of the Shoe Goo and some fibers from that drywall repair tape. This method, it works good too. I've used it in the past in certain circumstances. Again, I actually really like that rock shield method. So I'm going to spread that out all over the top part of that. So now we've got that in place. And then whenever it's all said and done, you would normally wait till it's dried, but you can go in with your curved shears if it's in an area like this and just trim that away. That way you don't have that little bit of flashing left over there. And once you let that dry, it's going to harden, and that's going to be protected just like before, the crack was ever there. That the fibers in the drywall tape is going to help hold it. The Shoe Goo is going to help hold it. Because as you guys saw, in some cases, Shoe Goo is enough to just do repair by itself, but that is another method I really like to use. And you can actually see one of my rock shield repairs that I did on this fender at a racetrack, and it's still holding up well. It's a little discolored. This is an older body with several races on it. And then pretty much my final method I'd like to show you guys is I do this method if it's in an area that you're a little bit worried about the contours and getting the drywall tape may not hold very well. The rock shield tape, you may not have it, so on and so forth. So we're going to be looking at repairing this in this area here, okay? So you can see we got a crack there. In this instance, that is in an area, much like the nose. You can even consider doing this on the nose repair we did. I'm going to put a little hole right where that split ends. And what that hole is going to do is, because it has a radius on it instead of it being straight, is it's going to help keep it from spreading. And then actually kind of pulled the body up a little bit. So a Dremel tool would probably be the best tool for this. But you can use a body reamer, because we're just trying to put a radius on it. Okay, so now we got it actually, see, there we go. It's cracking two different ways now. So we might as well put another little radius in this area. And that's just to help those cracks from spreading, okay? What I would do in this instance is I'm going to turn the body upside down so we can work on it. So I'm going to take a spare piece of Lexan. This is another method that works. Is this the best suited method for this particular area? Maybe, maybe not. Some of the other methods are going to work. And again, guys, I know the body's still dirty, but I did do a quick clean on some of the areas we were working. So again, just make sure the area that you're repairing has been cleaned. So we're going to cut off this little section here. And we're going to peel that off. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to trim this down to kind of fit on the inside of that fender there a little bit. Hold it there. That's almost going to work. So we're going to put a little bit of curvature into it for the wheel arc. And this is another method I've used successfully many times over the years. This was actually one of my earlier methods before I learned about like the rock tape. But as you can see, let me try to hold this up to the camera. So here's that little piece of Lexan I cut. And it's going to sit in this groove on that fender pretty good. Just like so. So what I'm going to do to help that adhere, leave the body there. So I'm going to take a body reamer. I'm going to ream a few holes in it. A little bit more right here, and then we're good. All right. So now we're good. So now that piece can sit right in here, and those little holes, the Shoe Goo is going to kind of mushroom through. So just like what we've been doing before, I'm going to take my Q-tip, get a clean one here, because I hate getting Shoe Goo stuck all over my hand. Get some on the tip of my Q-tip, and then I'm going to spread it in this area where we're going to be placing that Lexan repair patch. Right here on the inside, just get it spread out. It don't matter, I don't want it real thin because I actually do want it to mushroom through a little bit. And then we're going to take that Lexan piece that we kind of cut to fit in that contour. I'm going to try to hold it up where you can see it a little bit better. Get it kind of positioned, placed. So I have it sitting where I want it. Okay, so now I'm going to set it down flush, and I'm going to press that down. And it's going to get that Shoe Goo to kind of mushroom through those holes I drilled. I'm going to hold it up at a corner, and hopefully you can see that. I know it's kind of hard because Shoe Goo's clear as well. But it's going to mushroom out. And then we'll take just a little bit more Shoe Goo, and we're going to put that on top. Spread that out a little bit too, and just spread that all around. Just like that. And then what I would do in that area where we drilled those holes, that's an area where you could do one of the other patches. You could do the rock shield, the drywall, or you could even move some Lexan up. But there's some pretty complicated molding curves in that body in that area. Since I drilled the holes to keep them from spreading, and now that I've got that spare Lexan piece cut to fit and Shoe Gooed into place, I'm just going to take some regular Shoe Goo and spread it over those holes that we drilled on the rest of that little crack. Because again, those holes on that radius is going to keep that crack from wanting to spread on the next impact. And just like that, that fender is repaired. And once that Shoe Goo is to dry, I could go back in and trim that fender well out again. But once that's dry, I promise you that crack's not going to grow any further. Like I said, guys, these are all methods that I've used in various applications, different areas. And it's one of those things, you may have to try a couple of these methods yourself, see which ones you prefer. Because like I said, this the rock shield stuff is probably my favorite method now. I use this a lot. In fact, on this body, like you said, now this has had time to cool, I just want to grab this and move this bumper around, and I want you to see, you know, it's holding solid. It's like he pretty much welded Lexan because of that rock shield. But again, you can see some of my old repairs. I did some here. I put one on this rear fender. There was a crack starting on the side. And then I did it to this rear fender as well. You can see the rock shield there. It's my preferred method. It's easy, it's quick, and that's the biggest thing. Sometimes if you're there for a race day, you want to do something that's going to go quick, right? You want it to something that you can get done on the fly. And this rock shield stuff, you put some heat to it, you form it, you let it cool, it's done. And it's a pain in the butt to get off. Yes, you can peel it back off, but it's not easy. And if you got some on the inside, it's going to take some paint with it. I can promise you that. But this has quickly become my favorite method. Like I said, because it works the fastest. The Shoe Goo method and the drywall tape method, another great and popular method. And I still use that in some applications as well. Just like we did on the inside of this fender. I would probably... if I was not at the racetrack, that's probably the method I would go with. But if I'm at the racetrack, the rock shield stuff's usually my quick and favorite method. But again, guys, I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget about the new merch shop that just opened up. I'll be sharing that link in the video, in the intro. If you skipped over the intro, I will be there'll be a little quick tour of the website in the intro, and there is going to be a link in the description of this video. And I'll be putting a link up to my apparel store on my social media pages as well. But again, guys, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Stay tuned to the channel. We got lots of awesome RC action coming your way. The outdoor season's getting fired up. I'm looking forward to it. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.